Hello lovelies, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Emily, it's nice to meet you. I am an artist here on YouTube, so if you like what you see here, then there's plenty more videos on my channel for you to check out. Today we are continuing with the Drawtober challenge, and if you're not familiar with what Drawtober is, then it is basically a Halloween themed art challenge that takes place every October, and there is an official list of prompts posted by the official Drawtober page on Instagram. And what is nice about this challenge is that instead of needing to post a new drawing every single day, the prompts last around 5 days, so it gives you more time to work on each drawing and makes the challenge much easier to keep up with, which is actually what attracted me to the challenge in the first place. So, in a previous video, I showed you my process for creating the first prompt, which was Candlelit Messenger. I have since completed the second prompt, Toad Astrologer, and now, as you can currently see, I am working on prompt number 3, Mushroom Fairy. I was very excited for this prompt because pretty girls and fairies and things like that are very much my jam. The idea I had was simple, just a fairy with a mushroom hat sitting on top of a giant mushroom. Not too much to say about that really. But what I wanted to focus on was making sure that the pose and the anatomy were correct, and since I don't very often draw my characters sitting, this meant that I could challenge myself a little bit. I use references a lot when I'm drawing, and I think everyone should really. There's some people in the art community that seem to have this warped idea that using references is cheating. Like you're not a real artist unless you draw absolutely everything from imagination, which is just ridiculous. Do you think that Rembrandt painted his portraits from memory, or that Michelangelo sculpted David without studying male anatomy? Of course not. Drawing from imagination obviously has its merits, but using references are a big step towards eventually being able to draw from your imagination. I can draw humans in most types of poses off the bat without looking at references, but that's only because I have previously spent time creating studies from references. And I still use references today so that I can produce more complex poses that I'm not familiar with. This video is not sponsored, but I would like to shout out the Artstation marketplace. Creators post various tools and resources to aid with producing visual art there, and it is actually where I obtain the majority of my references. I've purchased these packs full of high quality photographs of models in various poses from all kinds of angles, so whenever I'm a bit stuck or need some inspiration, I can just peruse the library of images that I've built and find a pose that sparks an idea. There's thousands of creators on the marketplace, but I would recommend Grafit Studio. Grafit or Grafit, I'm not sure. I've purchased the license for quite a few of their image packs now, and that has really helped me to step up my art and create character art that looks far more real than what I can create straight from my imagination. I'll link the specific creator in the description box below, so if you want to check them out, then you can. Of course, there are also plenty of free resources out there if you know where to look, that can help you with things like anatomy and improving your craft in other ways. The main reason for me wanting to purchase a license for reference images is that it now means that I am able to use those photos for anything I like, and since I am someone who sells my work and produces various products using my artwork, this means that I'm covered on that front. I would eventually like to explore creating book cover designs, so if my work ever did get used for a widely available product like a book, then it's important that I hold the license to use any of the images included in the artwork. But all of that really is just if you're wanting to sell your work commercially. If you want access to references mainly just to improve your own understanding of anatomy, then by all means you wouldn't have to pay and could find some free resources online. Anyway, shall we get back to talking about this illustration? So one of the things that irked me a lot about my first Drawtober drawing was all the different colours I used, and they ended up not necessarily working that well together, and I just felt like there was too much going on and there was no cohesion. So with this drawing, I limited my colour palette to warm reds and browns and generally very autumnal colours, which I think is very fitting considering what time of year it is. The whole piece fits together so much nicer this way, and it also makes the piece easier to read from afar, whereas the piece in my last video was kinda hard to figure out if you weren't looking too closely at the details. I also want to point out that my original sketches and ideas for this prompt did include clothing for the fairy character. My original plan was to give her some form of dress, but there were a few reasons why I ended up just leaving her naked. Reason number one was time. I knew that creating an outfit for her would add extra drawing time onto the illustration, and I wanted to be able to post this drawing in a promptly manner. Number two is that adding more elements to the design would result in more colours, and I liked the reduced colour palette as it was, without needing to add additional tones. And number three was that the pose I'd chosen was already positioned in a way that covered a lot of her body up, which first of all would mean that any dress I put her in would be covered by her arms and such, and I also felt like the pose was tasteful enough that I could post it to Instagram as it is without causing too much of a stir. So it looks like we are nearing the end of our speed paint, so I would like to take the time to thank you for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. And if you enjoyed this video, then I would love it if you could like, subscribe, all that jazz, because there are more videos similar to this one on my channel, and there will be more to come in the future. And if you are interested in a more behind the scenes look at how I run my small business, then you could check out my weekly vlogs where I showcase creating new products for my shop, as well as sharing aspects of my everyday life. I am also in the process of producing stickers from my Drawtober illustrations, so I'll be adding those to my Etsy store sometime soon, so keep an eye out for those if you're interested. Okay, lovelies, that's all from me. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye!